Well, I don't always believe what the Met Office tell us what's going to happen with the weather, and they have made mistakes in the past, or they haven't updated their weather charts soon enough, especially here in the northeast of England. So what I've decided to do is make my own weather station so I can monitor the weather. Now this box I got from Hobbycraft, and it is like a toy really for children to experiment doing science, so I think it's suitable for adults too if you want to monitor the weather, and I think it's really quite reasonably priced. But what I liked about it, it has this little wheel that spins around when it gets windy, so you can see exactly how windy it is. I have looked for weather vanes on the internet, and I couldn't find anything similar to this that was reasonably priced. The ones I was looking at was over £100, and they had software attached so you could use apps with them. If you want to spend that money you can, but this is really quite reasonably priced for what I want it for. So in the box you get a little book with some experiments in, and tells you what's included. So you get this little, it's like a rain gauge thing, so it has a gradient at the side, so you can measure the milliliters of rain. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put a bit of food colouring in it, so that when the rain falls into the glass it's going to be easier to see where it's up to. You get this wind gauge, so it just clips on the top with this little hole here, and it spins around, and you can see how fast the wind's going by how fast this spins. These are the north, east, south and west arrows, and all you do with these is you just clip them together. So they have got north, east, south and west on the arrows, but see if I can get this focused. But the east has got a 0 on it, and you can hardly see them. So I've decided to put my own north, east, south and west with these little wooden squares with the letters on, which I just got from Hobbycraft. Just come in a little bag like this. So you get this little stand thing, and I've already put the little stick in it, and it just slots in there, and this holds the little tumbler thing to measure the water with, and then these go on next. I'm just going to clip them together, so it's just a case of putting one on top of the other. Make sure that so it needs to be north, east, south and west, so that's north at the top, and west that way, so east goes that way. So I'm just going to clip these together. I'll just go on there. I think it'll only clip together if you've got them in the right order, because you've got to have the north. Where's the north? You've got to have the north at the top, and then that should be east, because it's got a 0 on it for some strange reason. South and west. So what I'm going to do before I assemble it is I'm going to put my little square north, east, south and west squares on it. So I put these little squares on, these little wooden squares with the letters on. North at the top, south at the bottom, east on the right, west on the left. So I'm just going to glue these with a little bit of super glue. It's got this little super glue thing here, so I'm just going to glue these individually and then I'll assemble it. Right, I've stuck these on now. It isn't quite dry yet, But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it onto this tower, so it just slides on like that. Not actually, is it there? Let's just check. Oh yes, so the order, you have the arrows and then the little green thing, which is this thing, the pointer, the arrow, and then you have the little thing on the top. So we'll put this on first, so just lock that down, and then we'll put the green thing on, and that can spin around. That goes further down actually, so make sure that's pushed further down, because otherwise it might stop this from moving. And then we'll put the little ball things on the top, so it spins around nicely like that. So if I just blow on it, moves around, and this is supposed to point to the direction where the wind's coming from, but maybe my breath wasn't strong enough for it, or I was hitting it at the wrong angle. So if it's pointing south, that means the wind's coming from the south. So you have so if it was here, move that a minute, that would be southwest, and if it was here, that would be northwest, and it was here, that would be northeast, and if it was here, that would be southeast. So it's all ready to put in the garden now. Now you can't just put it on the grass, and it's got these little holes here that you put these little pegs in to secure it into the grass, and it's best to put one on each diagonal corner. I'm surprised they didn't supply you with 4. They've only supplied you with 2. Would have been better having 4. So you've only got 2 to secure it with. But I'm not going to put it in the grass, I'm just going to put it in a plant pot with some stones in it, because I'm a bit worried in case the wind blows it over when you get strong wind. So I'll put it in a plant pot with some stones. The plant pot's going to be secure because it's going to be heavy, and keep the stones. I'll put some stones over here to weigh it down as well, to stop it tripping over. So I'm just going to take it into the garden now. Or before I go, I'll just show you that you get in the booklet, you get like lots of experiments. There's experiments in here. There's a recording chart, and it explains about the clouds and things like that. So it's really good for children who are learning about the weather, for teachers who are teaching the weather. And it's got these little dial things to help you recognise the type of weather it is, that you can just pop out the card. So it's a nice little thing to have. You also get this little mini thermometer. I don't really need that because I've got an outdoor thermometer outside, but it's a nice little handy little thing too.
So this is the weather station all set up now inside the plant pot with these white stones that are weighing it down. There's no wind at the moment, very still the weather today. It's best to use a compass to line up your north, east, south and west. You can use the compass off your phone if you've got a phone one, like an app you can get. So I'm finding north on the compass and I'm trying to match this up. So that looks about right. That's north. So the plant pot's not going to move, it's just a little green thing that will spin round. Here's the outdoor thermometer. You can see the temperature's around 20 degrees C, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And I've also got this anemometer which measures the wind speed, and you can see there's absolutely no wind at the moment. Blue skies.